Hi, and welcome to ScatersLandingTV.com. I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know if you ever wanted to learn how to skate, take a group lesson, and learn the fundamentals of ice skating. Okay, there are group programs all over the country. There are two major organizations that operate and organize group lessons. Number one is U.S. Figure Skating, and they operate a program called Learn to Skate. You may see the acronym LTS. The other program is run by the Ice Skating Institute, which is kind of in the sport looked at as the recreational branch. A little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, a little bit more focused, I think, on playfulness and families and participation, as opposed to U.S. Figure Skating, which is actually the governing body for our Olympic team. So the ISI program is called We Skate. Okay, most lessons run in about 6 to 12 week batches. The nice thing about it is the kids are grouped by age and level. Usually each skill level has about 6 to 9 different skills on it. They're grouped and they are kind of a cumulative process. So you kind of need to learn A to get to B and then B to get to C. You may start to combine a little bit of B and C to get to D, but you're definitely building layers here, kind of like you'd build layers on a cake or something. Okay, the nice thing about these programs is they're pretty affordable. They combine your ice time, your lesson, and your practice time in one price that's pretty affordable, okay? Something that I think is misunderstood about Learn to Skate is learning to skate, or a Learn to Skate program, is not figure skating. It is the fundamentals of all skating. If you thought about it like a trunk on a tree, you've got this core, right? Okay, and then as we go up the core and we kind of create this solid foundation, I can now go out and I can play hockey. I can become an ice dancer. I can learn to synchro skate. So you see that once you get that foundation, you now can build and go into a specific aspect of the sport. It is very important that you learn on a figure skate or a recreational type skate. The blades are wider, flatter, longer. Wider, flatter, longer means a greater center of balance, a greater amount of the blade that sits quiet on the ice and allows you greater stability. Remember, you're not very good yet, okay? I want to give you some tips for parents, okay? It's important. A lot of these families come flying in at the last minute. They don't know the structure of the program. They don't know the coach's name. They don't really know how it all happens. You need to remember, a lot of these rinks, there's one way on, one way off. Doors get kind of cluttered, you know, just a lot going on at the door, and it can be a little confusing as to what's going on. So arrive early, make sure those skates are tied properly. Tight at the toe to looser at the top. You should be able to slip 2 fingers into the top of that boot, okay? You need time for that, okay? It's going to take time to bang that skater's foot back, pull the tongue up, and get laced up. Okay, another thing I want you parents to know is a little bit about the clothing. Gloves, kind of flexible, finger gloves, usually better than mittens, allows a little bit more finger dexterity, I think. Hats, nothing too bulky, but something just to keep a little bit of warmth up top. A helmet, you want to make sure that your hat and your helmet work together, okay? Think of the clothing, not jeans, nothing stiff, flexible, workout clothes, sweatpants, any kind of windbreaker material. Remember, we're dealing on frozen water, which is ice. So you do want to have warmth and protection from getting wet. You're not going to be very good, so you're probably going to be falling a lot. As a matter of fact, the first thing they're going to teach you how to do, if it's a proper program, is to fall down and learn how to get up. Okay, so make sure you learn your teacher's name. Make sure you understand the structure of the program. Is your lesson in the first part of the hour or the second? Some programs have what they call different lesson waves within the same structured program. So learn that, learn the name, learn the structure, ask your questions after the class is over. There's nothing worse than a parent getting involved in everything going on the ice. We may have over 100 kids out there, 8, 10 coaches, assistants. Gets a little crazy. Hold that question. It's probably a really good question. Ask it after the program. Other point I want to make here is either make sure you've got a really good rental at your rink and that you've tried it on in advance. Make sure it's sharpened. Or please make sure you get a proper fitting, proper level skate. Your skate is your tool for participation. It's the only requirement. Make sure you get a decent one. We're not talking about a lot of money, but it would be an investment that's really, really wise. So that's your Learn to Skate overview for today. Learn to Skate Basics for SkatersLandingTV.com. I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. Happy skating.